Welcome to BS Live Rocks, Bandemonium Band of the Week. Check out bsliverocks.com and bandemonium.net. You're listening to Bobby and Shane Radio.
All right, BS Live Rocks. Bobby and Shane Radio, MaxIncRadio.com, Thursday night, Willando Beach. Studio 69, which, by the way, for the first time in 5 years, has air conditioning. Thank you. Thank you very much, people. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks to Ron, producer Ron's dad. We have air conditioning in the studio tonight. We are comfortable. We are hammered. We are out for a good time. No, we're not hammered. On the phone right now, a gentleman who represents the band 24 Thorns. Not only is he amazingly epic at whatever instrument I'm probably sure he plays, but he's an awesome dude. His name is Chris. Welcome to BS Live Rocks, Bobby and Shane Radio.
Thanks, Bobby. Thanks, Shane. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Hey, no problem. What's going on? So Tempe, Arizona is where you guys are from, right? You call that home?
Yeah, Tempe, Phoenix. We actually are all kind of all spread over Arizona, but yeah, Tempe's kind of home for us. So,
give us a brief synopsis of 24 Thorns. Tell us where you started and where you're at now.
Well, I actually I'm the drummer. Just recently joined the band not too long ago.
So you are. I just want you to know you are the most important person in the band. That's what you need to realize. Because I too am a drummer.
I like to think that I have a fairly important role, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because we got great musicians, great guitar players, great vocalists. So the guys are wonderful to work with, and I'm fortunate that I came into a good situation with these guys. So I'm very happy to be a part of it. Now,
you said how long have you been with the band now?
I've been with the band a little over about a month and a half. They had some falling out with their old drummer and whatnot. So I've been kind of filling the shoes the last couple of months, and we've been going through rehearsals. I've just been learning the new material, and we've been writing a few new tunes. So we're gelling really good. The chemistry with the band's really good. We just got moved into a new rehearsal space, and so we've been doing the sweat equity and getting our feet wet, so to speak.
So you've had upgrades. Good for you already.
Absolutely.
So we're talking with Chris Singer, also known as Sick.
Yes.
Wow.
Correct? Excellent, man. And you started playing guitar and piano at the age of 4, which is just phenomenal. So I take it as music just has come naturally to you?
Music has been a big part of my upbringing. My dad was a guitar player. My mom was a piano player. And my dad got me started drumming at a very early age. And so it didn't matter what instrument you handed me. I always naturally just loved making music and loved, making noise, I guess. And so, getting, started with guitar and piano was a good way to, get me familiar with learning how to play by ear and whatnot. And then my dad got me turned on to drumming, and I always had a lot of anger that I wanted to take out and beat on some drums. So
I think your dad just knew that the drummers always got the girls, and he said, "You know what? I got to get this guy into drums."
That's what it is. I think he said, I'm going to do my son a solid and make sure he takes off those other instruments.
So where did you come from? Who did you play with before 24 Thorns? I'm kind of curious to know.
So, yeah, I've had a few different projects over the last few years. My last project was with a band called Right to Remain. And we got on an opening slot with Corn Godsmack and Chevelle at Tempe Beach Park here in Arizona last March. And then, as it typically goes, the band had some drama and, we ended up splitting up. And so for about the last, 9 months, I was working on some other material, and, I started working as a studio engineer at, Sun Studios of Arizona. And so when I got the gig, working at Sun, the 24 Thorns opportunity opened up, and I actually knew the frontman Joker. He's an audio engineer as well, and he had run some sound for me at a couple of venues that I had played at that he was working. And so we already kind of had a little bit of a acquaintance, friendship, and so when he and I kind of got together and started talking about having me come in and play, I was really excited to jump on board, and we got together, had a few jams, and everybody was really happy with the vibes. And so, we've been hammering on the new stuff ever since.
So, as far as what you lend to the band now, do you kind of put your own spin to the songs? Do you lend something different to the band?
I mean, my approach has always been, I like to deliver on the expectations that people have, and so, if they want it a certain way, I want to give them that. But they've let me know, there's certain parts that, they need to be that way, because that's kind of like the trademarking or the signature for the song, and, and it needs that. Mm-hmm. And so I make sure that I give them, those things. But, they've given me some creative, freedom to expand on what's there. And I tell them, I'm like, my goal is only to make things better. If I'm doing something that doesn't sound right or doesn't feel right, then, I want to make sure that, I get checked and people let me know, hey man, we need to amp it up or cool it down or whatever, so that, I match the vibe with what everybody else has already been pushing for. So
since you haven't been there that long, and by the way, we're speaking to Chris from 24 Thorns out of Tempe, Arizona. Where are you guys at right now? You're rehearsing right now to go back on the road, or where are you at?
Right now, we've been rehearsing, about 2 to 3 times a week. Everybody's schedules have been kind of crazy with work and whatnot, and a lot of the guys are working, full-time jobs. So, finding time to, get, 2 to 3 hours of rehearsal in, 3 times a week has been a bit of a stretch for us. But we're kind of, at the point where I'm getting, familiar with, the whole catalog. We started out with about 6-7 songs. And then, we've started pushing on, onto some of the other ones, and, and they're eager to start writing some new material with me, and I'm eager to as well. But I told them, I said, for us to, be able to start getting out there and playing for our fans and entertaining people, we want to get a solid, 30, 45 minute set, put together that, we can go out there and really rock a stage for our fans. And obviously at some point we're going to start bringing some new material out. And we just shot a music video this last Sunday at Sun Studios of Arizona, and I just got a rough cut of the music video, and it's looking really good. We're really happy with the results we got. Tyson Roop shot it for us, and so we're in the process right now of getting a full solid set list ready to go, and we're going to start booking shows here real soon.
You have any favorite songs that you like to play from 24 Thorns?
I have a few that I'm fairly fond of. There's a couple of them that they like to keep stacking on me that are killers to the legs, and so as it typically goes, we'll be rehearsing on songs, and Above You is one of them that they like to stack up against a couple of the other heavier songs, so they can give me a marathon workout on my legs. But I look at it as a challenge, and I accept the challenge willingly, and it's only making me better as a musician and as a drummer. So I'm excited to keep playing the songs. But Above You is one that I really dig. What was the last one that we were working this last week? Game Inside My Head. Really dig the way it's supposed to be. Those songs, not just because of their musical content and their rhythm and whatnot, but the storyline and what they're actually talking about in those songs, I really connected with, and I thought they were a great representation of how a lot of other people out there feel about some things, and so it was something that when I heard those songs, I was really impressed, not just with the musicality, but with the stories that they're putting together, because it's really good stuff, and I dig it.
So where can people in Tempe or around Arizona see 24 Thorns coming up in the near future?
Right now, we don't have any shows on the schedule just yet. We've kind of been back and forth talking to a couple of different labels, talking with a couple of different festival coordinators, about doing some festival stuff. There's been some rumors going around about possibly doing an Australian tour, and we've had a couple other big names that have been working with us and potentially putting some tours together. So We haven't put anything on the bill here locally, but we're going to probably start playing local shows, I'd say, within the next month or so. And we'll probably be looking to book places like, Marquee, Arizona Event Center, possibly doing, some smaller venues or your local dive bar stuff, just, some kind of like one-off shows. But, we're looking to start getting out of Arizona and expanding our market base a little bit more. We've got fans out in Australia. We've got fans in the UK. But we want to grow our fan base here at home, and in the Southwest region, and eventually as we start hopping across the pond and whatnot, we'll hopefully start catching a little bit bigger wave.
I want you to know that I'm really good friends with Keith Urban. I just don't think that you would fit the Keith Urban tour, so I don't know that that's going to happen over in Australia. But...
Yeah, I'm actually, I'm a big fan of Keith's stuff. When I was younger, my uncle always used to listen to country music, and he was not much for modern country until he heard Keith Urban's Golden Road record.
All right,
and so I ended up picking up Taylor 814 and sat down and started learning some of Keith's songs, and I was never really a tab guy. I would just listen to the song and pick it out by ear. And so, days go by and
great tune.
Tons of Keith's tracks. I would sit down and learn how to play them. And, of course, there was always a winner with the ladies in high school. And
I was going to say something like, if you don't like Keith Urban's music, too bad, but he's got all the girls. So, that's the way it is.
That's and that's how it works. You find the right song, you find the right tune, and sing to it, and the ladies they love that stuff. So keep giving them what they like.
Who's in it for the creative? Who cares? I mean,
yeah.
Chris from 24 Thorns. I know you're new to the band. Do you know your Twitter or your Facebook or any of that stuff you can throw out there?
Oh yeah. My Twitter's @sick0086, and then my Facebook. It's just Chris Singer 86. You can find me on Instagram as well at sick0086.
You're a sick man. 24 Thorns, the way it's supposed to be. BS Live Rocks, Bobby and Shane Radio.
Thanks for listening to the Bandemonium Band of the Week. Check out bsliverocks.com and bandemonium.net. You're listening to Bobby and Shane Radio.